Joining me now is James Stallard from Rowner Community Events. He helped organise events for young people from this deprived part of the Solent area. But Rowner Community Events are currently looking for funding for one particular project. James, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, last year we got hold of a yacht, a 24-foot sailing yacht, and we take young children from 10 to 18 out on the vessel. Last season we took 18 young people out on multiple occasions, and we took 6 parents out with them as well. They simply enjoyed themselves, getting away from the normal life, being able to relax, a bit of interaction between the parents, being able to see something which, quite frankly, from their backgrounds, they would not normally be able to take part in.
Yeah, what would you say do the young people get out of doing this?
Being able to relax as well is one thing. Being able to interact with other people, being able to learn something, being able to see life from a different perspective. Most of these children see life just from the shore. They're not likely to be able to see it the other way. So they've been able to come out with themselves as well, been able to learn little things which mount up in the end, and the smiles on their faces when they've been out there and they've done something which is unusual for them is just breathtaking. It's the most brilliant of things anyone could ever see, is a smile on a young person's face when it's the first time they've ever been out on a boat.
So you got hold of the boat last year and you kind of were happily taking the young people out on it. So what's changed? Unfortunately,
this year we are going to have to start paying for the moorings. And since, as a project and as a group, we have to run everything, that's not just the sailing, we do carnival, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, summer activities, sports events throughout the year for these young people and young families, on just over £1,000. It makes it very difficult. And unfortunately this year we've been told by the new owners of the moorings that we're going to have to pay £1,150, and that's on top of obviously our insurance. It's not easy to see that. It's not easy to
Yes, that's kind of more money than you've been operating on for absolutely everything altogether.
Yes, and we've been, as a group, we've been operating around community events for the last 2 years. We've done 2 carnivals. We've got one coming up in July. So it's very tight.
And if you don't kind of get hold of this money, will you have to get rid of the boat potentially?
Unfortunately, yes. Obviously, we prefer not to, because it gives that bit of extra for those children's lives, which they're not likely to get any other way. Since when you think about it, how much does it cost to go on a boat out in Solent any other time? And we don't charge for them to go out, because these are from children from families from deprived backgrounds, and they have very little money themselves.
And so now you're trying to kind of raise the money to kind of be able to keep the boats. As you said, it's kind of just over £1,000 to keep the boat, and then you need some money for insurance as well.
Yes.
How are you going about doing that fundraising?
Well, we're doing thrift shops, we're doing various activities such as that. We're also asking many companies, we sent emails through, I've actually been to the offices and given them letters, and so far I've only had 1 reply.
Okay.
And you're talking about 20, 25 places we've contacted. It seems very, very strange in this area. Okay. When you think that boating is a way of life around here, but no one seems to want to support from the grassroots. Because who knows who the next Ellen MacArthur or Ben Ainsley is going to be. Could be the person just down the road.
Could be. And one of the things, I mean, you've come here to talk about it, so if someone is watching and they think, my gosh, this is a really great project, I don't have that much money, but I want to give what I can, or I want to be able to help in another way, how can they get in touch with you and be able to help? How can they do that?
We are on Facebook as Rowner Community Events. You can contact us through there, or you can email me.
Okay, and what's your email address?
Is jstallard67@hotmail.co.uk.
It's just on screen now. Great, thank you. And just tell me a bit about, so do you kind of have a sailing background? How did you know kind of what to do when you had all these kids?
I've only been sailing for 6 years.
Okay.
But it's the most enjoyable pastime you can have. You get out there and life just fades away. It's so relaxing. If you're feeling depressed at any time, you go out there and your spirits are risen straight up.
And can you tell me about some of the kind of responses and reactions from these children? Because presumably a lot of them, you know, had not only not ever been sailing, but I could imagine, you know, might be a little bit wary or a little bit, you know, not sure that this was what they wanted to do.
They actually want to go back out straight away.
Right.
They want to go out the following day. And we're normally out there for about 4 or 5 hours at a time. And they just want to get back on straight away and go back out. That says for itself. They enjoy themselves. And as I said, these are from these children from not that sort of background. But the smiles on their faces, the glint in their eyes of being out there for the first time in their lives, apart from going across from Gospel to Portsmouth on the ferry, the majority of them have never been out past the harbour mouth. And that is, it really brings your heart up.
James, thank you so much for coming in and tell us about it, and I really wish you and your organisation the best of luck in kind of raising that money, and do stay in touch.
Thank you very much.